Hi guys, my name is Alia and I'm a small business owner in India. I run a store called The Calm Robin where I sell cozy stationery and bookish merch. Today I wanted to do something really different. I wanted to kind of have Procreate tip kind of episode where I want to show some beginner tips for Procreate users. And today I wanted to focus on Alpha Lock and Clipping Mask. These two features is kind of confusing for a beginner, so I wanted to help you out with that. If this is helpful for anybody, make sure that you click on the subscribe button and let's get started. I'm going to put a green circle here under the clipping mask, and I'm going to take another layer and put another circle here in Alpha Lock. Why do we use Alpha Lock and Clipping Mask? First of all, we use those features to add edits to your artwork. For example, if you want to add shading or highlighting or adding patterns, this is what we use. So I'm going to select the pink circle and click on it, and the Alpha Lock option comes in the option array. Click on Alpha Lock, and now that layer is Alpha Locked. Now what does that mean? For example, I want to shade this pink circle. Let me just take a shading brush. So I'm going to swoop in and see how the shading does not affect anything outside this pink circle. Now if I were to disengage Alpha Lock and if I do the shading now, you see how it goes out of the circle and bleeds onto the canvas. So to avoid that, we're going to use Alpha Lock. Now if I shade, it will stay within the pink circle. Now let's try Clipping Mask. For Clipping Mask, if you want to add the shading to this layer, you have to add a Clipping Mask layer above this layer. So I click on this layer, press on the plus button, and here again click it. Instead of Alpha Lock, you will be using Clipping Mask. Click on that, and now you see there's an arrow pointing down to the circle indicating the Clipping Mask is on, and it's activated to this layer, attached to this layer. Now I go ahead and I want to shade it. It will stay within the green circle and not bleed out. Now you will think Alpha Lock and Clipping Mask does the same thing. Why is there two different features for the same thing? There is a huge difference. In Alpha Lock, here this pink layer is our Alpha Lock. If I were to shade and I didn't like it, and if I wanted to erase it, the pink circle as well as the shading will get erased. Basically, Alpha Lock is on the same layer. It is not on a different layer. So whatever is on this layer will get affected. Whereas in Clipping Mask, it's a separate layer. It is not within the circle layer. So if I go above this and I do the same thing like I did with the pink circle, and I wanted to erase this, I can erase it without affecting the green circle. So only that Clipping Mask layer is getting affected. So basically, for a beginner, I think it's absolutely easy and best to use a Clipping Mask feature because you can erase it, you can do a lot of changes with it. For example, if I want to, just going to use the Clipping Mask layer again. Now this is really dark. I want to reduce the opacity. I can just go to the Clipping Mask layer and reduce the opacity. See how it's dark, getting darker and lighter. So you can make so much changes there in another layer without actually affecting the circle. So if you are new to Procreate and illustrating, I think Clipping Mask should be your go-to feature compared to Alpha Lock. That would be my suggestion. I use Clipping Mask in all of my artwork. It's just easier for me to go back and make changes. I hope this was helpful. I'll catch you on the next episode. Subscribe if this was helpful to you. See you and goodbye.